Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to Goonies World. I am Meanie, also known as Ryan, and joining me for what will presumably be the final episode of Hammer of the Earth is Johnny Farrow, also known as Sean.
Hey there, hey guys, how you doing? Okay, how you doing? Okay.
And Goonie himself, also known as Colin.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, how you doing? Hey.
And I went back and actually it's been a bit since we recorded the last episode, and so I had to go back and listen to it to kind of figure out where we had left it.
Where the hell we were? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you had been imprisoned for heresy by the mayor, and he had sent out, of course, a band of his little apparently sort of tribal guards that they employ to go check on the train to make sure that actually existed, and of course it did. And you were visited by Christopher, who suggested that the mayor should probably be letting you out soon. And there was a pretty funny scene with the corn nut and the guard, the prison guard and stuff. But people who have listened to the last episode just now don't need me to recap all that. So
no, but we did try to feed the primitives. We tried to introduce the primitive Victorians, to the joys of the corn nut.
But he didn't. They weren't into it.
No,
he was not into it. So, anyway, you are. When we left it off, Christopher, I believe it had been kind of just after like dinner time when Christopher had visited. No. It was you got fed dinner, and then we had a long divergence about asparagus pea. And,
that's right.
But it was going, and I think I misspoke at some point, and I said it was going to take them like on the in the neighborhood of 48 hours to get there and back. But of course, that is not the case, because you of course cleared the path for them. So they were actually back fairly quickly. But you're left to basically sit here, and of course you were fed breakfast in the morning and everything. I can't remember now. I'm forgetting when Christopher. It would have had to have been after the posse that he had sent to the Hammer got back, obviously. So that was going to be the next day, presumably. So, and you are left here. Now you kind of are expecting the mayor at any point to show up and let you out, but he doesn't.
There was some kind of remark about his lack of empathy or something. That's where we ended it. It was an ominous remark. Something mysterious.
Christopher's kind of progressive and benevolent type of thinker, but he did not seem to think that the mayor would necessarily be similar to that. So the day goes on, and you're just left to kind of sit here and play I Spy or do whatever. You occasionally, fed a meal every, several hours by this guard prison guard who neglected to take you up on your offer of a corn nut. So are you just going to sit and wait it out, or are you going to attempt to escape or do anything, or?
Well, might wait a little while. I think this mayor I'm telling you, he's planning on taking over this train for himself. So, if he doesn't let us out soon, we're going to have to make a break for it. you know.
Yeah. We might, but how would we do that? How would we go about that? Brute strength, trickery. What do you think? Thaddy?
Well, if there's any like animals, rats or something, I figured I could. I mean, this may be more your thing, but we could train them. I got these corn nuts. We could feed them. We could train a rat to help us escape. I know that's not the most realistic scenario, but that's all I got right now.
Yeah, being a man who's cognizant of nature, I just don't know that we can train a rat to, within the limited window that we might have. On the other hand, I mean, it seems like a pretty secure cage. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how we'd get out. And of course, if we just wait, meanwhile, the clock is ticking. The proverbial clock is ticking. We don't have that many hours left, and I'm responsible. I'm like 3 responsible for all this. Okay, so tell you what that is. I'm more the thinker. You're more the man of action. I think I'm willing to follow your lead on this whole escape plan. But in terms of coaxing a rat into our cage with corn nuts and training the rat on how to somehow bust open a cage.
Yeah, chew its way, chew the bars off or something. But yeah, I just don't think we got that kind of time.
Yeah. It might be better to, if we're going to try to get out, some sort of trickery perhaps might be better. But I'm not sure.
So it does seem. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we could wait, but then we could wait for too long.
Right. So it does seem as though it's pretty reasonably secure. But this is not like steel bar prison. I mean, this is all fairly rustic, wooden.
Yeah, I figured
construction.
I thought it was wood, so we might be able to do something. But
well,
when they served us breakfast, did they leave? I know that they had previously served us on these fancy china plates or something. I didn't know if they leave that in after we're done.
I mean, for some period of time, yes. I mean, it's not like they notice that you're done and then immediately they stand there watching you eat it, and then as soon as you're done, take it and run or anything. So there is definitely, at least a period of time where you could potentially scheme to break a plate or something. And I should mention also that the door of this cell, I mean, the bars are too narrow for them to pass these, the bowls of food and plates of food into you, so they have to open the door.
Maybe
so this 20-something prison guard guy, he comes in alone to do that, so that could be an opportunity as well.
Yeah, you could overpower him, Thaddy. You're tough, right? You've been lifting a lot of weights on the Staten Island carriage, so.
I pump iron all the time.
Yeah, I don't. I believe that the brain is the ultimate muscle, okay? And it should be exercised above all others, okay? So, but no, that's a really, I was kind of thinking that earlier. It might be easier to make a break for it when the cage door opens, when the guy brings our next meal. I hate to hurt the guy.
Yeah, well, he's asking for it, I think, we ought to smash one of these plates. Just get a nice sliver here of this nice fancy plate, and when he comes in, I can. I'm not gonna stab the guy, but nice threat of violence might do the trick.
Of course, the other problem is we still don't actually have the fuel that we got sent out here for. And really don't have any idea where it is. We just know that this mayor says he has some, okay? And what if he doesn't even have that? I mean, what if you're right? What if he wants to take over the train? But it's sketchy. They've been keeping us waiting forever.
I mean, all we can really do is try to get out and get back and and let them know what's going on, then maybe our people can come back here and wage war and take the fuel, by force.
Well, certainly, yes, the fuel's certainly not something we can abscond with on our own, okay, and carry by ourselves. So, but like I say, you're a man of action. I think I'll follow your lead on this one, but you may be right. Maybe we go back and report to the Navigator what the situation is.
Yeah, guess we gotta wait till this guard comes again. Or we can make him come sooner,
Yeah.
You certainly could. I didn't want to, go giving you any ideas, but of course, the old fake medical emergency thing could potentially.
I thought of that too. I didn't think that would work.
Avenue.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe
Tell
pretend you
him
get
the
like a bad
toilets-
stomachache.
Toilet's backed up in here. There's a bunch of shit coming out, and there's corn nuts in it, and asparagus pea, and it's so bad. You gotta come stop this toilet.
All right. Well, the die is cast now, so okay.
So assuming you actually shouted that, the guard, the 20-something guard, rushes in, opens the cell door, and runs into the cell. And he looks around in sort of confusion, and he's like, well, I don't see any effluvium.
Get him!
You see this China dagger at your throat?
Oh, dear, he says.
We don't want to have to do this, okay? We don't want to hurt you, okay? We just want to go.
Yeah, we've been in here for too long, mister. We gotta get out.
Yeah, there's funny business, mister, okay?
We ain't gonna be sitting here twiddling our thumbs.
Well, I certainly can't stop you. But you're dressed rather strangely. I think you will stick out a bit, don't you?
Oh, so now you're putting ideas in our head. Maybe you take off your clothes and give them to one of us.
Oh, well, he says, looking at the jagged piece of flatware.
Wait a minute
or no,
now.
not flatware, that would be silverware, but whatever. China.
I got another idea too, though. Right? Because there's one guy here, right? And two of us. We can't both wear his clothes, but there's plenty of naked savages running around, okay? So, if we were to just disrobe, right? Then from a distance, they would think that we were one of them.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to be ashamed of.
I mean, I think I'm probably okay with that. Let me just check something here. No, it's something else. I'm just thinking about something. I just need to turn around just a little bit here and just check and see. Come on, buddy. Come on.
All right, so the guard begins taking his clothes off.
No, wait, we changed our minds. Forget the clothes. We're going nude. We're going au naturel, okay? Keep your clothes on.
Yes.
Oh, both of you. Oh, I see.
Yeah, and you can wear our clothes since you already took off yours, and you can sit in this jail cell and maybe at least there'll be one person in there. We'll think maybe you'll fool them for a little bit. So why don't you go ahead and put on my Staten Island carriage jumpsuit. It's brown colored.
All right, well, he puts it on and sits in the cell, and you guys are just going to go nude?
Yeah. Keep my shoes on, though. Because I don't want to cut up my feet on brambles and,
Yeah,
from a
good
distance.
idea.
Yeah, and I'll just throw my other, jumpsuit there. And it won't really look like a real person, but maybe from a distance. Of course, the second we get away, this guy's going to start screaming, so we need to probably start running.
Yeah, you better keep your mouth shut, buddy. But we're going to come back here. I'm going to force feed you some of these corn nuts.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, well, listen, again, we don't have to do this. It's blame your mayor, okay?
I don't have no room to carry nothing. I was kind of out of corn nuts anyways. Just had a few left in the pocket. But
I believe you had crumbled up some as a garnish for the asparagus soup.
Yeah, did that too.
Yeah.
But I'll just carry this sliver of plate with me in one hand, and that's it.
Okay. Now we got to figure out how to get down out of here, because you remember we got lowered down. There was like a basket that got lowered, so we didn't really think this through. Because now we're up here and we're naked in the trees.
And just as you say that, the door opens, and the door where the prison guard had been coming in and out and bringing you food. The door opens, and like a dozen of these nude guards with bows stream into the room, followed by the mayor. Oh dear.
Oh, yeah.
Says the mayor.
So was you gonna come let us out? Is that what you're here for?
Well, I was coming to discuss things with you. Was not expecting this sort of scene.
Well, you didn't expect the full Monty. Well. I guess honesty is the best policy, Mr. Mayor. You kept us waiting for so long. We started thinking maybe there was some skullduggery going on, or some bad vibes. Felt some bad vibes, so we thought we might need to make a break for it. But if we were wrong, we apologize. But maybe you're just a slow worker.
I see. So, you are attempting to escape?
It's more of a cultural misunderstanding. Well, see, where we come from, people in prison, they're allowed to go out for walks, and we just didn't want to go, we didn't want to draw a lot of attention to ourselves and frighten people, so, we stripped down.
Yes, I see. Well, you might want to put your jumpsuits back on. I have a proposition for your navigator.
All right, well, there's, a lot more of you than us, and so I think you're being fairly cool about this, so I think I'll go ahead and put my jumpsuit back on, since mine's not being worn by your guy here. So just zip this right up here. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
As you have not harmed anybody,
no.
I don't see any reason to force you back into the cell, although you may wish to release Bruce there.
Yeah, sorry, Bruce.
Bruce, let's trade clothing. Get my jumpsuit back.
Yes, thank you, says Bruce as he puts his guard clothes back on.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're adventuring, Mayor, you have to think on your feet and can't always wait for further developments. So tell us more about this proposition you have for our navigator.
I would like... Now, you see, we have a fine city here.
Oh, yeah.
But it is rather small in the scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
I would like for it to grow much, much larger. But we just don't have enough people, enough laborers, enough resources to really expand.
Okay.
So, I believe you were saying that each of these train cars on your hammer of the earth has some 10,000 people or so.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Real big train. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Well, I would like one of those train cars in exchange for the fuel.
You mean with all the people in it?
Oh, yes, of course.
You want us to relay this to our navigator?
Yes.
Well, you can have the Rhode Island carriage because we don't want it anymore. No, I'm joking. No, I don't know. We can relay it to him. I don't know how I feel about it. And then you got to get the carriage off the track. That could be a big engineering feat, right? Because when the train comes back around, next time it comes back around, just smack right into it. But on the other hand, we need fuel, and so maybe sometimes you got to compromise, negotiate.
Yeah, I don't know which one of these. I mean, it's not going to be Staten Island carriage.
Well, it's not going to be the Southern California carriage. I can tell you that. But Thaddy, I don't think that the burden of decision is going to fall on us.
Well, we should have some say in it because we, the guys that came out here and did all this. The least he could do is not give up our carriages. I mean, you might be onto something with that Rhode Island. Ain't a lot of people there. Nobody really likes them too much.
No.
Simply detach the last car in the train and leave it.
Yeah.
But then we'll smack into it next time we come back around.
Oh no! If there were 10,000 people aboard it, surely that sum of people could shove it off the track somehow.
Yeah, I guess so. There read some old books. I guess we did build the pyramids. So, yeah. And you guys did a great job with the city. Well, we'll let our navigator know, but I can't make any promises, obviously. But we need the fuel. So
now,
okay.
just to be clear, because when we go back, we tell him all this. He's gonna have questions. He's gonna want to know how all these people gonna be treated and all that. I mean, from what I've seen, this place looks like a, okay place to live, for some people. I mean, you got everything up here in the trees that you need, but you got room for 10,000 people here?
Oh, no. No. These 10,000 people, these trained people, would be employed. Well, that might not be the right word. They will be indentured as servants to build the expansion of this city. And of course, once that has been completed, they will be welcomed into it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we can certainly pass along the information. Can't make any promises. We're not deputized to make, formal treaties or trade arrangements or anything like that. So you're right. We do need to speak with our navigator. So I guess we'll get on that then.
Yes. Now, before they are indentured in helping us expand this glorious city, they can be employed in transferring the fuel you need from here to the train.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay.
So, I will send you with these 12 men to make sure nothing funny is going on.
Sure.
And, yes, take my offer to your navigator, would you?
Okay, we'll tell him. I don't know how it's gonna go over, but yeah, we'll tell him.
Yeah. Well, luckily we're not heads of state. We don't have to make these hard decisions. So, okay. Yeah, we'll go ahead and exit the cage if they'll let us. And
the one of the guards says, like, as you exit the cage, says, you will take us with you, yes?
Yeah, well, I guess you're here to make sure no funny business goes on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to run away, so if you follow us, then yeah, I guess that's us taking you.
Yes, well, have a lovely trip, says the mayor, and he leaves, and the guards just start walking out as well.
I'll tell you, Thaddeus, that's a shrewd customer right there. He's right there, okay? He knows we can't get the fuel back by ourselves. He knows we don't know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like we're going to have to sacrifice 10,000 people for the greater good, you know? Because if we don't give them that for the fuel, then we're out of fuel and we're stuck there, and we're going to have to all live in the jungle, and probably going to be lots of deaths because no one's used to living in the jungle. So we got to, give them this offer it's a nasty offer, but it might have to do.
Yeah, like I say, luckily that burden's not on us. We're just the messengers. And I wish, maybe the Navigator will have another idea, but, I would hate to have to sacrifice 10,000 people for the greater good. I was reading this old book, and, I think we should really only, have to sacrifice one guy. I was reading this old book where they, nailed a guy to a tree to sacrifice him to the greater good, and it worked for a while. But, if we got to nail 10,000 guys to the trees, then I guess we'll have to do it. But, again, it won't be up to us. Right this way, fellas, right this way. Just follow us. Luckily the pathway, we already hacked the pathway out for you.
Well, yeah, while this discussion is going on, I was imagining that you were kind of following these guards through the streets of the city, and eventually they get to the elevator, and you all fit. It's a huge freaking elevator, and you all fit on it fairly easily, and you get lowered back down to the forest floor.
Okay. Right this way, fellas. Okay, well, we will begin backtracking our way through the pathway that we hacked out of the ruin.
Yes, and there was a river or something we had to pass over as well.
Yeah, there's a river, a bear.
Yep. And you made a raft, didn't you?
Did we?
Well, it was. I can't remember if it was a raft or whether it was like a log that we rode on. But it was some rudimentary flotation device. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have rolled to my. No, that would. I don't remember, but yeah, we had something we floated on.
Yeah,
we
was
were kicking it.
Yeah, we had to paddle it with our
water.
feet. We had to kick with our feet because there was a river monster.
Possibly.
Something in the water. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll head back that way.
All right. Well, so you are pretty sure it's not going to take, obviously, nearly as long to get back as it took to get there initially, because obviously you've cleared the way. But before you even get to the river, the naked guys all at the same time just sort of stop and motion for you to stop as well, and they just start looking around and chattering to each other in a language that you don't understand.
What is it, fellas? What is it?
They're looking at something.
Yeah, I know.
It seems the hungering has found us.
The what? The hungering?
The hungry ones, yes.
Hungry ones? Hey, bet there's a lot of hungry people out here. Is it people?
Yes.
Oh.
You mean like cannibal people? They eat people?
Yes.
Oh, cannibals. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I bet I taste pretty good. So.
Yeah, well, I think I probably taste a little bit better than you.
Well, if you like, salty, greasy food, yeah, you probably do. But if somebody likes, clean, organic food,
Yeah,
that's what I taste like.
Choose a hamburger restaurant over some, vegetarian cafe, salad bullshit.
No, I'm a OV dairy vegan. I eat eggs and dairy products. Just don't eat meat for ethical reasons. But no, we definitely need to let these guys call the shots here, though. I mean, they're the ones who have experience with the hungry ones.
Yeah, what do you guys suggest here?
They're all pointing their bows off to your right into the woods, but not firing.
Yeah, it looks like they're just waiting for him to come out.
Maybe we should draw them out.
No, I don't. I mean, I was thinking maybe make ourselves look unappealing somehow.
How is that possible?
I don't know. It's, well, they like humans.
Yeah.
Maybe, pretend we're not humans,
Rawr of a bear.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wish we could drape ourselves in fur or something, Yeah, they're probably not gonna fall for that. I don't know how smart these people are, though.
Mm-hmm.
Not as
It's
smart
the
as us living on the trains, getting good education there.
The one that can speak your language keeps his bow pointed off into the forest to your right, but he turns to you and says, "We can fight, or we can run."
Yeah, well, you guys can fight. How about you guys fight and we run? That sounds like a pretty good deal.
We must accompany you.
Yeah, I mean, you catch up when you're ready. We'll just be on our way. And we'll leave some corn nut, crumbs.
Corn nuts.
Yeah, for you to follow.
Yeah, I say, look, we still got our machetes. We can fight if we have to.
Yeah, I mean, is this like we're talking about an army of cannibals or just a few scouts out looking for a meal?
A handful, I think.
Okay.
We don't really need them dogging our footsteps the whole time. Normally I'm all about peace and love, but, Thaddeus, I know you don't take any shit, right?
I don't take no shit from nobody.
Wait a minute. I thought I heard something. Wait a minute, what? I think I heard something on the wind. I think one of those cannibals just said the Staten Island ferry sucks. I mean, the Staten Island carriage sucks. I think they said it sucked.
Who you calling a ferry?
They said, that's what they said. They said Staten Islanders are a bunch of ferries. I thought I heard that on the wind. You didn't hear that?
I didn't hear nothing.
Well,
I mean, them's just fighting words, so
you
for
got
sure.
you got an earwax problems. I swear, I heard it. Staten Island ferries. So, yeah, that's what I heard.
They better not be talking that kind of smack.
Hey, listen, my native friend, I think we can't have, if there's just a few of them, we can't have them dogging our footsteps and, possibly screwing up this whole deal. So let's call them out. Let's do some fisticuffs. I mean,
well, as soon as you say that, he shouts, "Key!" And all the men loose their arrows. And then these people who look very much like them, but much less well-fed, for one thing, and come rushing out of the forest off to your right. And we're not going to have a combat, really, like we would have in a traditional game.
Yeah, I'm not sure the game really supports the traditional combat anyway. I do, though. I want to join in. I want to go key and wave my machete around over my head.
Yeah. Well, make a body roll.
Yeah, here we go. And wait a minute. I wrote over my thing that says body. Now, what am I rolling again? Forgive me. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks.
However, well, since you haven't rested, you should not have removed any of the marks next to body. So it would be however many marks. I don't know if you've even used it.
I did use it once. I got one mark. So
so it'll be 2 dice.
Yeah, here we go. And I got a 3 and a 3 and a 5. So 8. So no ones. So that's good, right?
No ones. Yes. So
right.
it's a pretty straightforward little battle there. Your guard friends avail themselves nicely and put some arrows into these supposed cannibals, and Moon avails himself well as well, and it is over reasonably quickly.
I wanted to get some of the action too.
Well, you gotta yell key, and that's what draws them to you. So
I'm gonna I'm not naked anymore, but I'm gonna
You
slap.
can be.
No, I'm gonna slap my my ass. He's got quite a
ass.
plump ass.
Yeah.
Slap it. You want some of this? Come and get it.
Yeah.
And wave my machete.
Slap that corn
And,
ass. Slap that ass.
Yeah, it's a well-fed ass here.
If we called the title of this episode "Slap That Ass," do you think that Podbean would flag it the way they did Planet of the Poop People?
They haven't flagged. That's the only thing that they flagged as poop. They had a problem with.
Okay. Well, slap that ass, Thaddy. Slap that
They
ass,
might.
Thaddy.
Did poo people end up getting past their filter or whatever?
Yeah, it's Planet of the Poo people now. That's okay with them.
Right, poo is fine. Okay.
But the thing is, they just automatically removed poop from the title, so there was it just said Planet of the People.
That's so stupid.
And there was an extra space in there too, the people. And,
it sounds to me like there's some automation that runs that scans through looking for the word poop and just removes it automatically with a regex or something.
We love you, Podbean. Yeah. So well, after the ass slapping combat with the cannibals.
Well, I didn't roll. I'll make sure.
Roll to slap your ass. Okay.
Well, I was gonna fight him too if I.
Because you might miss your ass.
No, I'm going to slap my ass and then, swing my machete. And
well, I certainly do not want to deprive you of the chance to make it take longer. So
You're right.
Yeah, and I do have 3 marks in body, so I could very well
Go
get
ahead.
a 1.
Get some ones. Fuck up the whole deal. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let's see you take a bite out of this. And no one's got a 5 and 2 2s.
All right. Well, everybody does real well, and the cannibals are dealt with quickly.
Okay.
And you are on your way once again.
Right. Now we're comrades in arms. Comrades in arms now.
Get to the river. The quite wide, as you may recall, river, and of course your raft or log raft thing is still sitting here on the banks of the river. But now all these naked dudes just jump in and start swimming.
Well, okay. Well, if they're going to.
Yeah, but all right. I'm gonna do the backstroke, float, and do it the leisurely way.
I'm gonna do a side stroke.
So you're not even going to take your raft. All right. Well, hey, they're setting an example, so I guess you got to...
Yeah, we can't back down.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with them.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, if there is a monster in there, I mean, the law of averages, there's like a dozen of those guys, right? So.
Yeah, and that's why I'm doing the backstroke. I'm not, vertical, so I'm not sticking down in the water for something from some jaws to come up and bite. I'm, flat.
Yeah, and that's why I'm doing the side stroke, to make my silhouette skinnier.
All right. Well, I guess let's. I guess you could both make body rolls once again.
Here we go. Now I got to roll 3.
See if we get delayed.
Oh, so I can't remember. We have to use so we make another mark.
Yeah.
Right.
I got 2 6s and a 4. So far, so good.
Okay.
664. The guy who lives 2 doors down from the beast.
I got 1. I got 1 1.
1 1.
Oh.
Well, you do still have quite a bit of time, so that's not a huge problem. But I will go ahead and mark it down. And so you get across the river, and everybody's waiting for Thaddeus on the shore when he finally arrives. And the rest of your journey to the train goes pretty much without incident. When you arrive at the train, the guards that are with you sort of act a bit skittish and like they're kind of afraid of it, and they kind of hang back in the woods.
This guy's afraid of a train. Thinks it's some kind of a giant dragon worm.
Well, it's only natural. I guess they'll get used to it.
Yeah, you better get used to it.
If what their mayor wants goes through, but I'm not at all sure how the Navigator will. We better go in there and explain to him what's going on, okay?
Yeah, I guess we gotta do that. Dirty business.
Yeah, we'll reboard, I guess, and up at the front where the Navigator's sort of observation car office thingy was.
Yeah, and you find yourselves back in that room we started in the very first episode. Mm-hmm. And the Navigator's here. And he says, "Oh, good, you're back. How's your journey gone so far?" Okay,
well, got some good news and some bad news, okay?
Yep.
Supposedly there is some fuel, all right, okay? And there's basically like a Victorian chalet in the treetops. and the mayor, he wants the expansion of his people, so he's kind of playing a strong-arm deal, and he says that in exchange for the sacrifice of one of our carriages and all the people in it, to help build their tree city, expand it, and populate it as indentured servants who will supposedly then be given like full citizenship or whatever, okay? Then we can have the fuel. But otherwise we might just have to go take it. Because I didn't know, like, we're really willing to sacrifice a whole carriage worth of people. That's like 10,000 people,
Yep, that's the deal.
Yeah.
He said a carriage for the fuel. And we was like, I don't know how well that's going to go over with the Navigator. But, and then he said, these all the people in the carriage, they'd have to be indentured, they'd be laborers, they'd be building their city, but then after that, they get to live there. I mean, we saw the city, it's not too bad,
No, it's not too bad, No. Like, they're snazzy dressers. But yeah, I mean, it required the sacrifice of like 10,000 of us, plus one of the carriages itself.
Hey, maybe, you know, I don't want to put any ideas. I know you're the navigator, not me, but, you know, if maybe some people, you know, wanted to live there. Maybe some people's tired of living on the train, and they volunteered to go live there. You know, and we could all rearrange, and we could all put them in one carriage. If there's 10,000 volunteers, and I'd say, you know, good riddance, because we don't want people that don't want to live on the train anyways, you know. They got no respect. They're not patriots like I am. So.
Well, I don't know about that. You see, I'm afraid that if the hammer is not whole, it may be claimed by the ruin.
Oh,
you think it's got to be a package deal? Like it's all got to be together?
Well, then,
hey, but... Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I hate to say it, you know, because I'm all peace and love, but Mr. Navigator, sir, you know, we don't even know exactly where this fuel is. We just know they say they have it. And they probably do, because they may suspect that we have the numbers to overwhelm them if we had to, but I don't know. We may have to go to war.
Can you tell me approximately how many people you think live in this city?
Oh, let me think. Let me search my mind. Yeah, I'm not sure. Can I make a mind roll to give a good estimate?
Yeah,
they certainly got less than we do. I don't have any in mind yet, so I just roll 1. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. And I got 6.
All right. Well, you very quickly estimate. The numbers of people on the hammer just
completely overwhelm them, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe even one carriage would overwhelm them. You know,
one carriage might not be enough, but certainly the whole train would be.
Okay. Well, then what we got to do is send the Staten Ferry guys out, because you know they're badasses, and then you know the Nixa
warrior-born people on our carriage.
Yeah, well, and then the Nixa, Missouri carriage we got to send out too, because trust me, those guys are pissed off.
Well, but see, now if I put my military mind to use here, I'm thinking, they got this fuel though, right? They see this big army coming. They're gonna light all that fuel up and, you know, burn it before we can, get to... So we'd have to make a tactical, stealthy attack before they can, do anything like that to sabotage the fuel.
Well, I don't know that they would.
Well, unless they really need it, I guess.
Well, it's just that they're in a tree, and their entire city is made of wood.
That's right. Be self-sabotage.
Yeah, I just didn't know where they had the fuel, you know? Keep it... I mean, yeah, maybe they keep it up there in the trees.
No, I say we get 20,000 boys to go back up there yelling "Key!" and go get that fuel, one way or the other. Okay, and then we can, you know, if they want to back off, we can make them reliable trade partners after that. Once they've seen the power, you know, our power. But and obviously, Mr. Navigator, you know, we're here in advisory capacity. You're the fellow who'll call the shots. We'll do whatever you like. We're
your top generals, and you know, I can make a map of you know, where we've been and the whole Tree City. And, you know, we can take this whole attack out, strategize, and yeah, I think we can take these guys.
All right. So it sounds like you're going to go in with a huge group of people, and
yeah.
Just take it.
We'll take the Staten Island carriage and the Nixon, Missouri carriage. And go for it.
Yeah. Leave the Southern Cali people to protest the war, because I know they're going to be doing that. And we're going to take the real patriots with us, the fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know,
Staten Island.
if we have any Nixon, Missouri listeners, I want you to know it's just because we know how tough you guys are. So,
Isn't that like by Springfield?
yeah, south of it. Yeah. So,
All right. Well,
yeah.
and of course the train is just sitting here, kind of silent. But the Navigator sort of goes through the cars and sort of rallies up volunteers.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like a Braveheart speech in my carriage. Get all the Staten Island people worked up. I'm gonna paint my under my eyes, whatever that is. Some war paint on, and hold my machete up and give a good speech.
That face paint is cultural misappropriation. Okay, I don't know if it's appropriate.
You shut your mouth up. This is war.
Well, like sports people do that kind of stuff too. So
yeah, I think it's just
for now. Yeah,
isn't it just to? I think it's to like block the sun or something off their eyes.
Glare,
Yeah.
You know what? I've always doubted. I think it's just because it looks badass. I think that's why they do it.
That probably
does look pretty cool.
Doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't think there's any chance of failure here. I think that going in with overwhelming numbers is going to succeed. I think it might have long-term ramifications for your potential relationship with this civilization, but I think that the mayor seeing that many people, and the Navigator only takes volunteers. It's not like he makes anybody who doesn't want to go. And that's still a ton of people, far more than live in the city. And you're given the fuel that you need.
We take the fuel.
Well, it's a smart move.
Well,
smart move, Mayor.
Before you can take it, you are given it, because just seeing, that volume of people prepared to potentially ransack the city. I mean, I think the mayor suspected that you guys might be like, trying to just like figure out ways to climb the tree or even cut the tree down, or who knows. He's just afraid that you guys you're going to fuck him up. So
he's a good leader. He's going to protect his people by surrendering. He knows when the right thing. Yeah. Okay.
So your barrels and barrels of fuel are descend. Then the elevator makes several trips. But of course you have sufficient numbers to get it all back, and so you have succeeded, and I believe Moon ended up being the most responsible.
I always hate to be responsible for a war, but yeah, I was three responsible. I had 3 responsibility points or whatever.
Yeah, if you're gonna be in the history books, the tree war.
Yeah, that was a tree war, General. Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, war was avoided by virtue of they just surrendered before you needed to have a war. But
yeah, good. See, yeah,
like,
keeps
like
in my peace and love. One out in the day.
Well, I wanted to suggest, future relations. If they want to keep the peace, maybe, like I was saying before, maybe there is an exchange. Because, back in the old days, that's how they used to keep the peace. I saw a picture of, these old people that lived in the castles and stuff, and we heard stories about how they used to, they trade, or they'd marry, people, so that would be less likely to wage war on each other. I'm just saying, you you hand us, some of your from some of your female ladies. So your, the ones that that got big.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna get me.
I'm rambling on here. You know what I'm saying.
You're gonna get us me too, dude. All right.
Yeah, well, so you're talking about basically like having the mayor's daughter marry the navigator or some type of shit.
Cultural exchange. If there's
diplomatic, right.
It's actually not a terrible idea, though. If there are any volunteers, who wanted to come to the train, we could leave some train people there. It's not a terrible idea. For a few, it's
yeah, that's what they did.
Surely they're pragmatic enough not to resent the train people for all eternity now that they see our raw power.
Well, I think their initial feelings would be to not necessarily be. I mean, you did basically just threaten to destroy their civilization, or
true.
If they didn't give you a bunch of stuff. So I don't think they would necessarily be immediately amenable to that, but perhaps someday.
Yeah. And so now I guess the fuel problem of the Hammer of the Earth is solved once and for all.
Well, until the next time.
Until the next time we run out of fuel. Well, not a bad little micro RPG. It's a cute mechanic with the kind of pushing it the way you roll and
yeah, kind of almost kind of like zombie dice or something.
Yeah. A little risk versus reward action. And this was from what book again? This is from the micro...
The Ultimate Micro RPG book.
Okay, yeah.
Which I got off Amazon.
Have we ever played any other games from that book before on this podcast?
No. I bought it specifically with the idea of doing podcast stuff with it, but there's just too many other things popped up until now. So
okay, well, if you're out there listening and you know that book and you want to suggest one of the games that's in that book for us to play, we've got it, and we'd love to hear from you. And Goonie will tell you in a little bit over our closing music how you can get in touch with us.
Hey everybody, if you like our podcast, don't forget to leave us a good rating and or review on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, Spotify, or wherever you're able. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at Goonies_world, and check out our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.